How's she going, folks? It's your host, Levi.
And your other host, John Demogere.
And welcome to O for Evan's Sake. And as you can tell, it's
back to just
John
me
and
and
I.
Levi. I haven't had that since the first episode.
So kind of what our plan is we're going to just, have a few guests back to back to back or whatever. And then it'll be just us two, just kind of have some more fun, not as serious, and hopefully intriguing for everybody to watch, not just like specific people that are interested in like a certain business or something.
Mm-hmm. We got off our sponsorship series. Got to have all three of our sponsors back to back to back, which was pretty neat. We had wonderful Bratty Boy. We had Ryan Finley.
Yep.
And then we had Cooper Wallop Jr.
So, we got our sponsorship series done, and then obviously look forward to some guests in the future. We got some big ones coming on here soon,
Just gigantic ones.
Yeah, and before we're gonna get into these crazy topics, we're gonna have to pop a top here, folks.
I always got to pop the top. Oh, that was good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Got root beer, 0 sugar.
Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar. I'm about to absolutely down this since me and Levi just came from absolutely, going 3 under par every time,
Yeah, we were lighting it up on the golf course today. We're going to talk about Buffalo Wild Wings to start. All you can eat wings and fries, Mondays and Wednesdays, surprisingly 2 days. We're going to go indulge. It's
Yep.
Monday that we're, recording this.
I sent Levi a TikTok, a while ago. That was like, we have to hit this up. And, today the vibes are high, so we have to hit it up.
Yeah. So, let's get rolling into these crazy topics. We got some fun ones to talk about. Where do we even start is the real question. I think, John, you're going to have to hit this one.
So, if you were ever watching back to our old podcast all the way, we had the Ukraine flag up. It was a random touch to our background. We had it hanging out of one of the metal mesh things before, I believe, and we talked about it a few times. Back when the Russian-Ukraine war was so prevalent and everything was being covered of it.
Russia's the worst army. Let's just get to the point. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
It's terrible. Right? It's impressive on how an army that is, supposed to be advanced,
absolutely huge,
is getting pounded by basically hillbilly army.
Yeah. So by me saying it's ridiculous, it's just ridiculous in the fact that you are that big of an army fighting just kind of like a thrown together Ukraine army. And
sure, there is a lot of aid pouring in from all over. Obviously that contributes to it, but still.
But it's not like there's U.S. military in there. They're just giving the weapons, and they're giving.
We love selling weapons. It's the U.S. So
yeah, we love that stuff. We're not going to dive into the politics nearly as much.
I don't want to offend any of you. We just are giving our honest opinions. We real here.
The facts are Russia can't. They're what you call 60 pounds wet and wearing boots. They're nothing. They're not big. They're small dogs. They're small dogs
reference. Right now. Speaking of Easy E, what is your favorite song as of currently?
Favorite song? There's a couple great options. It depends what genre we're talking about. What's the genre?
Well, as of currently, like if there's a song, like say right now, I'm like, okay, Levi, you're gonna have to bust it down. What
in
song
the morning
would you choose?
Going to the gym, Jukebox Hero. It's actually slapping right now. It's just a vibe. It gets the day going, gets the head bopping a little bit. Country, there's a couple good ones. Chris Stapleton in general, Cody Johnson, but starting over, Chris Stapleton. I like that country song. There's some good ones though.
Right now, this is just as of a couple days ago. I heard it on TikTok, which is how I found most of these songs that probably would never have heard of before. It is actually "Heartbeat" from Childish Gambino.
Whoa.
I don't know. It's got a awesome beat to it. It's like a mix of rap and electronic music. It's fire.
Have you showed me this one?
No, I have not.
Folks, this is going to be one on the way to B-dubs. We're going to be rocking, you know what I mean?
The lyrics are a little explicit, I will say. But the emotion and just that crazy beat in the background, like I'm saying, it has a crazy electronic beat that's just makes you like, whoa.
So, you know what? On the topic of music, let's talk about the Drake issue.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is a whole thing here. We got Drake. We got
Kendrick Lamar. Which, in my opinion,
He's
I
lighting it up.
actually have very few Drake songs on my playlist.
I'm not a
but
fan of his voice.
A decent amount of Kendrick Lamar. Like, back in the day, me and Levi driving around, leaving Shields. I remember this one. Me and Levi were absolutely just bopping to DNA by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
It was fire.
That's also on my list.
Mhm.
Good song. Yeah, I mean, music's typically not my thing.
Yeah, Levi's, I wouldn't say, he's like a light music listener. He'll listen to it while he's obviously stalking because, let's be honest, he has nothing really better to do.
If I don't have a podcast to choose from.
Yep.
And when I'm outside golfing, actually, I typically prefer listening to music instead of like a podcast. It just kind of distracts me too much. We got the music going, head bopping. It helps. But, I'm not like listening to music in my room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's more of like
That's me.
It's when I'm doing a task.
I'm one of those rare kids that has a whole soundbar in my room.
Dog.
Yeah, and not just a little soundbar either. I'm talking like regular MSRP of this soundbar would be about $600. It's no slouch.
Yeah, you're a music guy.
JBL Bar 500, fantastic soundbar.
Like, I don't blame you though, because like some songs, that bass, that beat, just like with that sound bar, that's got to be great.
Well, yeah, because it's got a 10-inch sub. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, like I said, music's not my thing. I'm more of a podcast guy.
And see, I also listen to music with my car all the time too, because my car has an 8-inch sub in the rear, which is super rare for a car in stock audio.
Yeah,
that just fire.
Okay, where are we going next? We're all over the place today. Just because we don't have a guest, we're not truly on schedule with this. But you know what? Let's go conspiracy theories we believe in. That's my first topic I want to talk about. This is going to be potentially a little spicy here.
Conspiracy theories that I believe in. Okay,
Watergate.
that's not a conspiracy. That happened. A conspiracy theory that I definitely believe in is like probably like the rake. Have you ever seen any of those? Sure, this might be because we grew up around that mid-2000s YouTube where there was the 24/7 in Walmart challenges, staying out in the woods for 24/7, rake caught, all those ones that it was like fake. But, something like that, because I've also watched a lot of Ghost Adventures. It's why probably.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. Definitely. Through some own experiences, which I won't get too into because I have talked about it before. And I just, especially with Ghost Adventures, that show is real. Because they have been doing this for a long time and they actually show the whole process. It's not like a bunch of cuts or anything like that. They definitely go through it, and they have the technology too. It's not like they're using just a digital recorder and some EMF reader and calling it a day. No, they have these, the Xbox Kinect cameras that put that track you with a bunch of 3D dots and stuff like that. Yeah, they have. Back in the early days, that's how they had it. It was called an SLS camera because it's structured light sensor because it sends those dots and creates a person with them. Mm-hmm. And obviously, it only picks up people. Yeah, it doesn't have any false negatives. They've caught literally figures out of nowhere showing up on that thing. And there's no, you can't trick those. It's software. It's really only knows when there's an actual person there.
Yeah, with me, I don't believe in ghosts, regardless of evidence or anything, because my theory is if you don't believe in it, you're not going to see it or experience anything. And I don't really want to have anything, shake me, rattle me like that.
I feel like most of the time when people truly experience ghosts, unless it's real poltergeist stuff, it's usually a good thing.
Yeah. Like
my uncle, I believe he saw my one. I forget exactly where it would be in my family to him, but he saw, his name was Ralph, and he saw him literally while he was sleeping, walk out to the living room to where he normally would be, and he said something to him. So,
yeah. So conspiracy theories. One of them I don't believe in. I'm just gonna bring it up because it's a major one, like that we faked the moon landing.
Oh my God, that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Like,
Okay, yeah, it was in 69 when we landed on the moon.
does it matter? Like, sure, computer technology has advanced so far, but back then they just did not.
They're
have
just
the
gonna spend $1
capability.
billion to launch this rocket just to not land on the moon. You know what I mean? Like, people witnessed the launch. Obviously, that happened. Multiple launches. You're not going to spend that much money and get absolutely nothing in return. That's so like that doesn't make any sense.
Well, and then I mean too as well, like that technology to fake that level of video and kind of the effects and all this stuff. Like, there's so many breakdowns you can find on the internet. It just doesn't exist in the time period.
Yeah.
It is actually easier for them to go to the moon than try to create the special effects that would be required.
I've heard of that too as well. Wasn't that from like the MythBusters or something?
It was something like that.
Hey, you know what? Those guys, they got the technology. They got all the stuff to try to bust the theory.
Bust it down.
So gotta trust them. Bigfoot. I don't believe in it personally.
Yeah, I do not believe in that. Those shows are so funny though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you watch those shows just to see a bunch of redneck dudes drive around and try to find Bigfoot, because that's what it is.
One thing I do actually definitely could get my head around with is the megalodon. I could see one still being alive, or maybe a couple, because we haven't explored much. It gets so deep. What if Buddy's just chilling down at the bottom? What if Buddy's just living life? He could be living life.
What if
and
bro's pressure resistant?
He could be posted
He's
up.
resistant to the pressure of society.
Yep. It's just I personally don't believe in like the Bigfoot or the Loch Ness monster. Those are just like childish stuff. It's like a monster underneath the bed.
Wait, what? That's not real. I dap mine up every night. I'm like, hey, yo, what's up, dude? You better keep me safe.
I got Bruce and my my German Shepherd
Bruce
dog
is
for
your
the
own
reference.
monster.
Bruce is he's protected me.
No, he's just a monster.
He's a big teddy bear. What a dog.
Like, quite literally, what a dog.
But yeah, if you haven't seen Bruce, my Instagram, feel free to like it up. Follow me on Insta.
Don't do that.
But yeah, I don't use Insta. So
Yeah.
next topic here. I'm gonna go, since we're on the topic of space somewhat. Thoughts on going to Mars, just in general, because the SpaceX stuff with Mars and like trying to get there by all these times, like 2035 or whatever they're predicting. What are your thoughts on space travel in general? Do you think it's beneficial or not?
Yeah, because I mean, it's been proven, I don't know how many times, that we aren't going to live on this earth forever. It's not going to be able to sustain us forever.
Yeah.
Whether that be if we kill ourselves off, just depleting the resources, or like the sun explodes, because the sun is going to explode at some times. All stars do.
Yeah.
And
We got to
so
get into another galaxy here. We have to figure
to
out
succeed,
eventually.
we have to get out. And I mean, that's also kind of the same thing that goes again with conspiracy theories and aliens exist. Have to. There's so many galaxies. There's probably people in the same situation as us.
We'll talk about aliens in a second.
Where they
'cause that's
have
a
to
huge
move
one.
on.
Huge one that I believe in. But yeah, I love space travel because, like you said, you got to be able to like advance technology wise if you want to survive as a civilization. Like, the natural reaction would be like, yeah, we want to survive. Why would we want to die?
I technically think the government should spend more money on space
they
programs.
should spend a lot more money.
We spend how many billions of dollars on our military, and then we like give a little chunk. to
Biggest
NASA.
mistake after landing on the moon, we canceled it, whatever, or we reduced our funding. A major mistake. Obviously, you weren't racking in a ton of money because of it, but it's like you have to invest for the future in a way. Like,
We need another Cold War.
because thinking about if we would have kept, yeah, another space race. If we would have kept putting all that money into space with the technology we have now and what we're learning, it's like we probably would have learned even more, obviously, but like we could have already been to Mars or like close.
Yeah.
But I'm confident Elon Musk, he's carrying it. He's steering the ship for us. He's the one that's putting that money towards.
Exactly. Need more
towards the
billionaires
people.
to spend more money.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about aliens because That's a major, I don't know, you want conspiracy theory, I believe, in a way. Man, I think aliens have been to Earth. I think at least they've seen it. Like,
Yep.
they've seen it, maybe not landed on it or whatever, been close enough like that. But
there's like a million Science Channel shows like that go through all the sightings and stuff like that.
I don't
and
think they're going to be
everything.
that mean. You know? Like, why would they be that mean to us if, you know, it's extremely rare for humans to
We're
like,
all in it together.
be developed or whatever? So it's like you go through all these planets where there's no life.
Yeah, I
and
don't
then you
think
go to this
it's-
planet, there is life. Why would you destroy it?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like classic alien image at all. I think if anyone that's like an organism that lives, talks like us, probably going to look very close to us. Obviously, probably somewhat different because maybe they have a
Why green?
different elements to adapt to.
Why green? That's so weird.
That is an interesting question, yeah.
But I think it'd be fairly close to us. Maybe a little different.
Like I said, it's
obviously,
probably if there's any difference, it would either be a difference in like their atmosphere or like a difference in like resources they have. Like maybe if they have some unknown elements that we don't have,
I mean,
could see
if
that.
you think about it,
Because everything
elements on the periodic table, we still haven't found some of them when we have them. Like what?
Mhm.
How's that even a thing?
we just make them.
we just
Boom. They're just
magically
there.
spawn in elements. Yep.
You don't do that. I like salt, so I just spawn salt in from the sky.
Yep. Yep. But, should we just keep going through this one too? Because thoughts on AI technology. We're gonna go through it because it's still kind of on it. Technology, specifically AI. Do you like it, and why?
Yes. Helps with school so much. Not for the fact that it does writing for me. Paraphrasing and just going through and reading these giant documents that teachers just love to give makes it so much more helpful. It just gets to the point. Instead, I don't have to read this 10 pages to understand. I can have it where I understand it in a minute. It's for efficiency. And that's why AI is going into business too. It's all about efficiency.
I'd say it's very good, especially if you have a job and you're in school. It saves you time. Mm-hmm. So and maybe you can, work more hours, but also so, you can actually get some time to relax. Because, one reality is you only get one childhood, so it's you want to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah. Speaking of AI, though, do you think Zuckerberg is an AI? I think bro might be AI.
He is a very boring person.
Well, because, not only does he act really weird and look weird, he's kind of like that, what do you call it again? That thing where if you see a person and they don't feel real, I forget exactly what that's called, the effect or whatever.
Yeah.
He screams that. But not only has has gotten better, Zuckerberg started looking better.
Whoa.
If you see a picture of Zuckerberg now, bro actually looks pretty good. He doesn't look
like dapper.
He doesn't look like a pale, scary ghost. He looks like
he's got the
he looks
lead
like a
paint
Kyle
stare
now.
when
He
he's
looks like he would hit you up on a Saturday night and ask if you want to go drinking and have some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Well, just the sauce, no food,
just the sauce.
Wow, that's bold. But yeah, I don't know. Zuck is definitely interesting character is what you call him. He just, like I said, the lead paint stare almost when he kind of looks, it's very awkward and almost not real.
Oh, for sure.
And unless he's just a super nerd, I don't know. You never know. Could be an alien. Never know. Yeah, let's go to your side now.
Ooh.
Once again here.
Alrighty. This one's going to be interesting. Bad movies that you think were overhyped out the wazoo. One that immediately comes to mind is Oppenheimer. People were saying, oh, it's such a great movie. Me and Levi watched it. The most boring 3 hours of our lives we ever watched.
I could have took a 3-hour long nap. And I typically take 30-40 minute nap. I'm typically a quick napper. That was the most boring movie. They could have cut out the first hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, the first hour and a half.
And it would have been just fine.
Absolutely terrible.
The final hour and a half was actually good. You seen, or they sped up the first hour and a half because you kind of need to see the process. But it was nice seeing the explosion and the actual the fun stuff, quote unquote, that are more intriguing.
Yep.
And and like the Einstein part was cool, but like some of it I honestly didn't understand. I got a little boring and I kind of lost focus. And you want a good movie? I love the 90-minute movies a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I love the 90-minute movies a lot. 2 hours as well. If it's like a war movie, I kind of like that.
That's why I like action movies, because they're normally around that 90 minutes to 2 hours mark.
Yeah.
And they're action-packed, and you have a lot of fun. And then I like, in the slower parts, they usually mix comedy, and that's when the comedy in the action movies come in, is when in those slower parts. Like, good example, that would be like Central Intelligence. I mean, with The Rock and, you know, your little boy Kevin Hart. I mean,
that was a good movie.
Action
I watched
movie,
that one.
but you have great comedy in the slow parts. It's great. Are you in or are you out?
Yeah. I thought
I'm
just
out.
assumed you would say yes.
I just assumed you'd say yes. You know, this would be like a thing. like things like that. It's just great pacing. Like that's definitely an all-time favorite for sure. They just work so well together. You got the big brolic Rock, and then you got tiny little Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And you have to say it like that.
But like, even like Jumanji, I thought that was a solid movie too with them. Because it just, I'm not a huge action movie guy, but if you can bring in those like popular actors and like, you know, they can kind of mix it up a little bit and mix in comedy and stuff instead
You
of
want to know
just
what's a
action.
movie I'm gonna have to force you to watch?
Uh-oh.
The original Iron Man movie.
Whoa.
Because it's a great action movie too, but also because, you know, you get the comedy of him basically being a playboy. So
I mean,
it's a good film, and just think that came out all the way like 2008. Like, it was long ago. It was around 2008, I think.
yeah, I've really never been like an Avengers when I was even young, or like DC or whatever it is. It just,
Yeah, usually everyone has a side of superheroes that they take. I've been kind of the Marvel side just because the original Iron Man is great. Like, fantastic movie. That's why I have to have you watch it with me, because that is a great movie.
yep.
And also the first two Thor movies were awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to tap in. I'll have to indulge in that movie. Bad movies, man. We watched this one together.
Romeo and Juliet.
We watched this together. I can't remember what it was. It was also very boring. Just, I've never had a bad war movie, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because they're usually all more serious, and obviously, like, a lot of them are dramas, so, you know, they're going to be more played out.
Like,
Speaking
even
of
the
that,
one we
like,
watched the last time was...
one movie that I thought I would never like, because it is kind of that slower, but actually is low-key fire, is 1917.
Whoa.
That movie is actually good, and I didn't think I would like it, because it is kind of just a drawn-out story, but, like, low-key.
All Quiet on the Western Front. That is one of the best war movies. It's got to be the best war movie I ever watched, because it depicts the movie or the time very well. I don't know. It was a good movie though. It was a little bit long, but yeah, I can't really think of bad movies off the top of my head. You know, the vibes are high right now.
Yeah, you know,
vibes are high.
We're you know, I had to get that up. My main one was Oppenheimer, because that one was talked up so much, and me and Levi watched it. Hell, we even paid for it.
Wow. That's honestly,
and it was bad.
I'm disappointed in myself. Oh, the latest Cars movie. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan. It's just a random thought.
The Cars movie, latest Cars movie, terrible. Let me tell you. Coming from a big movie guy like me.
Yep. Yeah, I like the bottom question that you have.
Alrighty,
It's a good one.
the energy drink debate.
Celsius.
Okay, I love Celsius.
No, okay.
Just because, not like your Monsters, your Rock Stars, your Red Bulls, your other ones. Like,
Those are...
it has a
not
bunch of
good.
vitamins in it, first of all. So then, it doesn't make you feel as bad. And also, it doesn't have any sugar, which is a big one. When you mix caffeine and sugar, that's when you're, like, calling for a heart attack.
Yeah, I mean, Celsius I like. My dad at MPF, he actually sells Zoas. I also like those. Those are solid. They don't taste as good, but they are technically better for you in a way. The Alanis also, they're kind of up and coming. You know, they did have the thing where the rat was in the can. That was a very crazy situation.
The rat in the can.
There was literally a rat in a can on TikTok, I guess. However, you know, they've went up from there. You know, if they've improved. But yeah, Celsius is the number one for sure. But what flavor?
Is this even a question? Fantasy vibe. That
orange and marshmallow.
That orange marshmallow combo is actually beyond fire. And I never thought the orange would be the best flavor, but that orange marshmallow just has that awesome aftertaste.
I think I do like the grape one. I like grape flavored things, but wild berry is underrated. I like wild berry.
You want to know what? The Celsiuses that aren't carbonated are actually also really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just kind of like a smooth beverage, and they have like a peach one that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, catch myself drinking them a little too quickly because they're not carbonated. So then it's like, boom, 200 milligrams to the dome.
Down the drain. All right, we're going to go into our sponsors here. MPF, great location. It's, currently where we have our,
Cast.
Studio, whatever you want to call it.
It is the studio. Me and Levi have big business.
It's the stew.
Big business.
And, great place. If you want to, obviously, work on, getting in better shape, reducing fat, increasing muscle mass. And you can also do in-body scans downstairs. So that measures your weight, your fat percentage, skeletal muscle mass, muscle, percentage, all that good stuff. So you just get an idea where you're at. And you can obviously, after maybe a couple months, maybe you want to check again, see if you've improved. And you'll see some improvements. I can about guarantee you that.
You promising?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen tons of improvements. Bench, 255 this week. I'm going to go for it.
Week.
Yep.
I expect 315.
All right, I'm going to have you talk about Finley on the Roof because you're very good at talking about Finley on the Roof.
And I mean, with Finley on the Roof, okay, if you need someone that's going to hang up some wonderful Christmas lights for you, he's your guy to call. Not only is he professional, he's young, so he's not going to have that bad back. He's going to get it done quickly. He's got great people to help him out with, and he's got good rates, most importantly. And he's done huge jobs like West Acres, so doing a job like your house, it's going to be easy for him to do. He's going to be in and out there real quick, get you done, low price. It's just nice for, say, you've gotten obviously older, a lot harder to do.
Maybe if you're too busy.
To do it. Or even if you're busy, I mean, geez, it's just a good one to do.
Especially if you have, even a bigger business. It'll save you the stress and the time. You just hire them. Don't even have to stress about like an employee maybe falling or something, getting hurt.
Liability, people. That's the big thing that we always talk about at Best Buy when we offer services. You pay people to have services because you get to spend more time for yourself and with your family. Of course, you can do it for obviously cheaper, but just having someone professional in and out covers all your liability. Sometimes it's just worth that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Mahana Fresh, eat fresh, feel fresh, refresh, Mahana Fresh. You already know how it is. That slogan, go crazy. If you want some good food, there is really no better place for it. I mean, it's just kind of the best place to go if you want to have a good out-to-eat meal that's not going to have you feeling like you went out to eat.
Yeah, it is. It makes you feel good. Like certain places, it's too greasy, whatever. Like maybe even fast food, pizza, just, a little bit of a gut bomb. But like with Mahana Fresh, you actually feel fresh, you refresh, and you eat good, healthy food. And that is why you should go to Mahana Fresh. Location's right there. 3985 56th Street South, Fargo, North Dakota 58104, and United States, just in case you forgot.
Nuh-uh.
All right. We're going to go into our next question here. Is there more wheels or doors in the world? Got this from an outside person of the podcast, and I thought it was worth bringing up.
Say their name.
Jade Brandt.
Thank you, Jade. Much
Shout
appreciated.
All right.
Well, again, as always, we love these questions that come in. Again, keep providing. Being able to answer questions like these so you can understand our takes. Great way to interact with us. We're always open. Obviously, our Gmail is in
Literally,
the
our
description.
email is.
So
I'm looking at
it
pretty much every day, honestly.
Email it in. And it's really no question. There is more wheels than doors. Because, sure, your building's going to have, obviously,
think about hotels.
A good amount of doors. Well, think about all the vehicles there are in the world. That's 4 wheels per vehicle. Bikes,
4 doors.
2 wheels. Motorcycles, 2 wheels.
The bikes and
Go-karts,
motorcycles you do have.
4 wheels.
All right.
Quad, 4 wheels. Rangers, 4 wheels. Like,
But there's also doors to that. But you also have to think about
rollers for factories. Those run on wheels.
cruise ships, planes. What? Planes isn't that crazy. That's my bad. I was thinking about windows for some reason. But yeah, we got cruise ships.
You know, they got the couple doors to go in.
Yep. Yeah, but you also got hotels, apartments, houses. There's a lot of houses in the world.
So is there a lot of motor vehicles? Every motor vehicle's got wheels.
Yeah, I mean doors too for most of them.
Factories, ton of wheels, because those wheels are about this big.
There's more.
They run the conveyor
There's more
belts.
apartments and hotels and factories though.
I know, but
The
factories
wheels are
huge.
small.
And you have to realize that probably on that one track that would probably just be this room, you're going to have about like 50 wheels.
Yeah, even more honestly, but good point. It's a very good question. Amazing question, some would say. But
Levi just had to switch up. He had to be different. he had to yap about something. You know?
if I did have to choose, I would pick wheels, but I wanted to provide a little bit of conflict
see?
there.
Okay. Now you see, folks, it's wheels. You know, if you disagree, comment down below, but it's wheels.
Chairs,
Okay.
wheels, too. Very important too for some.
True.
Even a couch.
Even
had
this
wheels.
couch had wheels before we took them off. Because I didn't feel like we needed to travel around with our couch.
Yeah. So a couple more questions. We'll save sports talk for the ending because there's some good things to talk about in sports. It's a good. Let's just say it's a good day to be a Minnesota sports fan.
Alrighty. This one is a big one. How did chemistry become to be like one of the like most boring classes to take? It was talked up so much from our parents. It was like, oh yeah, chemistry, great class. You got to do all this fun stuff.
You gotta blow up stuff.
Notes. More notes. Side of notes. Watch videos with more notes. That's
It's
literally what it's been.
unbelievable.
That's literally all it's been.
It's the point where even our teacher today, we were literally going through 3 lessons of notes today alone. Actually, 3 lessons of notes, and she wasn't doing anything. I don't know why she didn't teach the lesson. Not
Same
exactly
with
sure.
Trumbauer. He just gave us the videos.
It was a
and told us to
weird
copy
day.
Everything out.
But yeah, I don't understand.
I think
so many notes. There is
Safety
some from,
regulations, bro. They've added so
Yeah.
many dang safety regulations that now school just isn't as fun anymore because you have to like keep really safe. You can't do this and that. Like all the labs we've done are like literally the safest thing that you could do at your house.
Yeah, we're popping popcorn, folks. It's crazy.
We're
But
playing
there's
with
a
slight
couple that
liquid
are a little
nitrogen.
fun. However, honestly, in my opinion, physical science was very fun. It was the most fun science class I actually had because I feel like we did some, interesting experiments, but we also made those vehicles, and it was like a good challenge in a way. I thought it was intriguing.
Science should be like that. That
we
one unit right
created
there.
a
If we could do more of that, now that is what I'm talking about for a good science class like that. And then I remember at the end of the year, we got to play with resistors. I think Carney even let us blow up a resistor. Like,
I don't know
stuff
what
like
happened.
that.
Yeah,
That's the stuff you want to see. And I don't know, chemistry, like, it was supposed to be mix all this, that. You get to do all these cool experiments. No. Hasn't been.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm going to be honest, one cool experiment. Just because not everyone can buy liquid nitrogen off the shelf. That was the one cool one when we played with liquid nitrogen. That was it. Well, and we didn't even get to touch it. We just watched. But still.
One thing I wish we would do is like elephant toothpaste.
Oh yeah, those
That
things
would be
on a
cool.
small scale, yeah.
That would be
And
really
that's
cool
not
to
even
see.
dangerous. I don't get the school system anymore. But any games that you're kind of into right now, like video games?
Video
of course.
games. It's been a little dry lately. However, a couple days ago, played with some of the boys mini golf on Xbox.
Mini golf on Xbox.
It's not a lot of like thinking, and it's just fun, and you're just messing around in a way. I like that. Madden. I haven't played a ton lately. I'm trying to stop playing like football games because once topic I want to talk about, NCAA football game is coming out here July 16th for me because I pre-ordered. I'm just built different. No,
Levi just likes toting.
I'm
it
going to be
around.
playing the game so much because it hasn't come out in 11 years now. Last one was NCAA 14.
Yeah,
So it's like
makes sense.
so much hype around this game. Like, the quality's theoretically can be so much better. Obviously, like,
I can't wait for it to flop horribly because it just has a ton of bugs and is unplayable, because that is every game lately that's been hyped up so high that's came out.
however, they have had
Cyberpunk
multiple years.
2077.
You have to keep that in mind. They have had multiple years. They were supposed to make it last year and post it last year. They delayed it a whole year. So theoretically, it shouldn't be as raw as my.
You want to know what this sounds like, folks? It sounds exactly
Big
what
letdown.
happened for Cyberpunk 2077. They delayed it twice for an extra year each time. The game had a development cycle of about 8 full years just for it to flop horribly because the bugs and the optimization were dog. Okay.
There's one argument though, I do have, is that it's built off of Frostbite engine. It's the same engine they use for Madden, so they already have a baseline for gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously they have to work on like the features and like the fans and like the atmosphere, which is extremely important. But
Yeah.
the gameplay is the major thing, and they already have at least something to go off of.
It'll be good since, let's be honest, Madden hasn't changed their gameplay now in the last 10 years, but they still get people to buy their stupid game every year
For updated rosters. But NCAA is different, obviously, because it can be played on the new gens. So regardless, you're going to have to buy it if you want to play, because most NCAA 14 games don't play anymore. Like, most don't load up, or the Xbox 360, PS3 just don't work anymore.
Oh, PS3. I remember back when my dad still has his, I got a game for it, actually. GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. It was actually a pretty fun game. I actually enjoyed that campaign a lot.
Yeah.
But for like right now, what I'm into, as most people, with the Fallout show coming out,
Yeah.
I got back into Fallout 4. And Levi, this actually
There's
is
a show coming out.
This isn't my first time. Oh, it's been out.
Oh, okay.
We should watch that,
Yeah,
actually.
I was like, we watched the other one.
We should watch the Fallout show. You want to know why? Because I've seen clips of it, and it is so unhinged. It's actually funny. It's like a comedy almost of some of the stuff they say.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's write that down. We're going to do that. We actually do have to finish the Last of Us series because we haven't finished that yet.
Yeah,
we've gotten closer to the end, but we haven't finished it.
Well, you've finished it. I haven't.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we have to because guess what? Season 2, that's going to come out in 2025. So we got to get prepared. Me and Levi got to watch Season 2 together. But like I said, Fallout 4, I've played it before. So actually, Fallout 4 is actually one of the original games I got when I first got my PlayStation all the way back when I was like a young kid, like 10.
When he was a young boy.
When I was a young lad. And I played it for like maybe an hour. It was just a little too advanced for me at the time. Like, I did not understand what I was doing. So I came back because it was free on PS4 then. So I got it, played through it fully, and I didn't really do anything. Now I've been playing through it, and I've been doing more side quests actually and kind of exploring more. So now I'm getting like the true experience. It's funny. As you get older, you start playing games more and more like actually how they're intended to do it. And I'm a big single player guy now, so I enjoy the last time I bought a Call of Duty game was Modern Warfare 2020. It's been a hot minute since I bought a shooter. The only shooter I play right now is Destiny, and that's it.
Yeah. So the thing is, I am more of a multiplayer guy because I just get bored when it gets like being alone. Like, if I'm listening to a podcast or something, sometimes I'll like play Xbox or whatever. I want to listen to like a podcast, or I'll play Madden. But like, it's nice to just like, kick it back with the boys when we're playing some games. Like, sometimes they're playing MLB and I'm literally just playing a different game, but it's just fun to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge like gun game guy. That's just not necessarily like, I just love sports. That's just kind of like my thing.
Levi's life revolves around sports, so it makes sense.
Sports talk. All right.
Yeah.
Just jump into the
Let's
next
get right
topic.
into it. Nice.
But I just not much of a shooter guy. It's not like I've, I haven't tried a lot of games though,
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go to the next topic here. Oh, it's all me now. Whoa, okay. Which one are you picking?
Let's talk sports,
Okay.
like we talked about. We're going to save the best question for last.
All right. So, sports has been crazy this week. We had the PGA Championship.
I didn't watch it, but I know exactly what this arrest is about.
So Scotty Scheffler was arrested at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. at Valhalla at before round 2 started. Because he apparently there was a fatal accident, and he was like trying to get into the entrance or whatever, from what I'm gathering. And cop must not have recognized it was him. Also, probably weren't too happy that he passed a whole fatal accident, but he's got places to be.
Yeah, he's a pro golfer. He needs to get in.
And he gets arrested. There were some charges. They are apparently dropping the charges, from what I heard, as of like yesterday. He had the classic photo that came out,
Yep,
in
the
the orange
mugshot.
jumpsuit.
Okay.
In the cell,
Speaking of
watching himself in the jail cell.
I know someone who copped Scotty Scheffler mugshot shirt off TikTok shop.
Whoa, who's that?
You wouldn't know him. He's in our lunch table though. He's not in our grade.
That's actually smart. That's fun. The Scotty Scheffler arrest was like out of nowhere. I wake up and I'm like, what in the world? Like, it was definitely something. But Xander Schauffele winning his first major tournament. DeChambeau came in second. He's a fun golfer to watch. It was cool seeing Schauffele win his first major tournament. I didn't really watch much of the championship. I was more focused on, the trailer coming out for EA College Football. And, I just wasn't really thinking about it. And I was also watching the Timberwolves, which
EA
is our
trying
next
to
topic
figure
here.
out how they can keep making football games over and over again.
Timberwolves. We got it. We got the job
Oh my God,
done.
the Minnesota sports team
actually-
can actually do something?
We won. We were down by 15 at half. They scored the first 5 points. Down by 20 in the third quarter. It's the biggest comeback in the second half in Game 7 ever. It was a great. Honestly, first half was terrible. We scored 38 points. How is that even possible in the NBA? But
Making it look
second
like
half
football
was
over here.
Second half was like the energy was different. The best defensive team in the NBA is the Timberwolves, and they actually, proved it. I believe the Nuggets only scored 17 points in the third quarter.
Wow.
Just like a ridiculous. I think they went on a 28-9 run. The Timberwolves went on. Ant hits a sick three-pointer to end the third quarter, down by 1, and then we just kind of just purely dominated in that fourth quarter, and we ended up winning. Next series, Western Conference Finals now against the Mavericks. They are the 5 seed. We're the 3 seed, so we have home court advantage. So we have our first 2 games at home, next 2 in Dallas, and then it rotates. It goes Minnesota, Dallas, Minnesota to end this series. So we get an extra home game theoretically, but we're not going to need it. We're going to full row. We're gonna win. We're gonna win.
We're going to go for Loco.
But I'm very excited. Mavericks are definitely a beatable team because they don't really have a true dominant big man, and we have like 3. So we just have too much firepower and depth for them, in my opinion.
Deep.
And then on the other side, we got the Celtics and the Pacers. And then we have the... Gotta think. Celtics, Pacers.
This is quite interesting.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the East at all. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. But I don't know, Celtics, Pacers. But it's the Eastern Conference Final. I was just completely zoning out.
Levi was zoning out.
I knew
He
the
was
teams. I
zooted.
thought there was more.
He was absolutely zooted, folks.
But
Apologize.
Celtics versus the Timberwolves is going to be my guess, and it's going to be crazy close. I think the Timberwolves could pull it off, though. They just have the best team. They're dogs.
Too cool.
Vikings talk. We had the rookie showcase premiere, whatever you want to call it, this weekend. Got to see, JJ McCarthy in the Vikings uniform. Same with Dallas Turner. They just look great. They have that aura. They're dogs.
They got that positive aura.
It's cool.
They're gonna
seeing
bring it
them in
onto the
purple.
field. Everyone knows, like these golf shirts that me and Levi are wearing. This gives you actually plus 10 in swag, and that's actually a stat that's very important to your game.
Attribute boost.
Attribute boost.
But that's about all I have right now. But you know what? We're getting closer and closer to that season starting, and
Levi is like twiddling his toes. He's so ready.
I'm ready to roll. You know what? Let's get into our best question.
Oh, my God.
Best question of the week is what we're going to be labeling this.
Oh, drink break. Drink break.
What color crayon tastes the best?
Is this even a question, bro? It's obviously orange.
That's ridiculous.
No.
That is ridiculous.
The orange,
It's blue.
The orange crayon tastes the best, bro. I've tried them all. I've even like tried the 100 packs too, just to make sure I try every shade.
Yep. Purple's also underrated.
Red is pretty high up there too. I don't know what it is. The warm colors.
Dude,
the warm colors taste better than
theoretically-
the cold colors.
If you look at a crayon, like, they all taste the same. Like, how is that even a thing? You know what I mean? Like, how are they all different colors, but yet they taste the same? I have not tasted crayons.
I think
theoretically,
Levi has.
maybe they do taste different. Maybe that's something we have to try on the pod.
Okay.
Color
Next
crayons.
pod, eating crayons. Okay, we have reached a new low, folks.
All right, let's get into our segments. Because we got
All
some
right.
good. I have some good history things this week.
Don't you just love ending your podcast off of just listening to some history? But we'll start off here with the over subsidized side dish of the
Whoa.
Because this is more of a side dish. It's not going to be like this is going to be your main course.
No, this is a man if I've ever seen one.
Frog eye salad, bomb. Okay, like I'm a big tapioca fan. I know that's a big thing for some people because texture and all that, but I love tapioca, and I just think it works. True, it's not really a salad. It's actually nowhere near a salad. I don't know how it became a salad, but you know, us Midwesterns love making things not what they seem.
Not a huge fan of frog eye salad, but you know, I can tolerate it. So, all right, we got history. American Red Cross was founded on May 21st, 1888. You know, it's fairly important. You know, it's the American Red Cross. All right.
No.
May 21st, 1932, we got Amelia Earhart becomes the first woman to make first solo nonstop transatlantic flight.
Classic. That is a
She
classic
also
certified history moment.
Ended up disappearing, and nobody knows where the plane is, and nobody knows where her body is. So, next point.
You know, that's a conspiracy theory for another day.
Yeah.
Yep, a conspiracy. Yep. Mm-hmm.
May 21st, 2000. Actually put it linear this time, so, you know, we're getting closer. Former President James Garfield. This is a new one that I have not known. His spine was put on display. It's no longer on display, but it was for, 10 years, where one of the bullet wounds from an assassin can be seen. It was his spine. His spine was on display.
Interesting. Yeah, I did
That
not know
seems
that
so
one.
gross.
That is, yeah, that's an interesting choice. I wonder who approved that.
The American Red Cross.
Yes.
No.
Alrighty.
I'm going to go to mine.
Let's hit him up with the celebrity birthdays. Because there's only two.
Week.
You know,
this week
kind
was
of weak.
really, really boring,
Weak
admittedly.
sauce.
We got Josh Allen,
Oh my God, it's Josh Allen.
the Bills quarterback. And then we got Cody Johnson, who's actually just in Fargo doing a concert. And, you know, happy birthday to you guys. You guys are rock stars. But
Just true. As Easy you would say, real G's. You know, just that. There's
Yeah.
no word in between. My quote is very long.
This is gonna
time.
be.
All right, I gotta get in my voice. For me, life is continuously being. that's a horrible, but you know, I don't know. I don't know how I can sound like him. Obviously he has a distinct voice, but I'm gonna keep going with this voice.
But he's Italian.
I know. It doesn't. I don't even know how I can mimic it. I feel like if I try, it's just gonna be horrible. For me, life is continuously being hungry. So bad. The meaning of life is not simply to exist, to survive, but to move ahead, to go up, to achieve, to conquer. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow. I don't think anybody would have guessed that was Arnold. That
What are you talking about?
that might have been the worst, voice impersonation I've ever
That
heard
was
in my life.
just like him, bro.
All right, folks. That's been another episode. That's been another episode of Oh, for Heaven's Sake. We'll see you guys next week with probably a guest. Just make sure you keep her between the ditches.
Whoa.